Hello everyone and welcome back to Mr. Bravo's workshop. I'm about to start another project, the Russian Navy Project 955 Yuri Dolgoruky. It took me about 10 goes to get that and it's probably still wrong. Anyway, it's a sub. I've been looking forward to doing this one for quite some time. So I guess we will unbox it and get into it. So here we have our instructions. First page is really just about what's in there. Do I need to readjust? I think I do. So we're going to have to get a few of these parts together and we'll make a start. Here's all the parts. I'll get a pair of scissors and we'll open her up. There's not a whole lot of parts. This kit only comes with really one sprue, one piece and the hull. So let's get on with it. It does have a little bit of PE in here, mostly because of the name, and I can already see a couple of these squares it's asking for, and clearly the prop. Oh, this is interesting. So this sub, you have an option here of either with everything down or shut down, or with all the vents. You know what we have to go? We have to go the hardest, which is all the vents. So B20 it is. There's our first piece off and sanded, and this time I'm giving the all the plastics a bit of a sand. After the last one we had a few failures from not sanding enough, so yeah. B3, there it is, all cleaned up. Yeah, I've still got some paint on my nails from doing those planes on the HMS Queen Elizabeth. There's our first piece on. B12 and B10. Well, there's our first couple of pieces on. Just getting them lined up in all the right directions. Just a little tricky. Next we need B4 before it's too late. There's another one on, and I'm still battling trying to keep all these dead straight in both ways. So just, yeah, every time I put something, I just got to nudge it around a bit. So we need our first piece of PE. I'll cut that out. So I just need to fold this very quickly. I'm just going to use the tweezers to do that. I don't know if I can do it while I'm on camera. I need to bring the big lens in. Hang on. Okay, now I can see it. But now you can't. Okay, so you need to be about there. And there we have it. There's our first bend. I'll fit that on. A little difficult to get, but there it is. Let's fold it up. Ready to go. There it is on. It'll need some slight adjustment, but that's it there. Not too bad. There it is all on. One more piece to go. There's the next piece. It just needs a little bit of photo etch. So there's the next piece on there as well, photo etch. So there we have our first major piece. As you can see, everything kind of got a good sanding down this time. We'll just dust that most of that dust off with just the little brush here. We'll take it all off. There's our first bit all done. We need 13 and 14 right here. There's the next bit done. Now we need 18 and B1. This one down here. Get them off. I just got a bit of 400 and scuffed up the whole shell. Just looking at some of these lines, though, whether they're meant to be there or not. It's hard to say. It could be all part of the moulding of being, you know, a submarine. After the last failure of some painting, I'm just going to give my plastics a bit more of a scuff from now on. And as you can see, it's slightly scuffed with 400, and by the time I undercoat this, we should have no problems with it. So now I'm just going to And that's why I did that now, so that when I add the fin on here, it's not going to be really in my way. This has been well scuffed up as well, so we'll add this all on. Now I've just gone ahead and scuffed up this side as well, all the way through. Looks pretty good. Looks like we have to marry those two parts now anyway, so let's go ahead and do that. Now I've got this glue together, but I do want to say that it was very easy for these two edges to slip in and out, kind of like this. So I really had to make sure I went along bit by bit all the way through all the edges to make sure they were together properly, and it was quite easy to adjust it in and out. So you've got to be a little careful with this stuff. It does need an extra sand. I've gone right along it now. Fairly happy with the joint. I'll just roll that joint over. At the same time, I'm also pushing either side to see if there's any spot that sort of let go or is not quite together. I did find a few spots and they sort of crunch a little bit. So anywhere that's a little bit of movement, you just go back through and re-glue it. So I'm fairly happy with that. What I am going to do though, I'm going to go back and re-sand this over the joint. I won't be using a block because it's round. I'm just going to use the hands and a bit of sandpaper just like this. So I just finished re-gluing that fin. I did knock it off when I was sanding it. Well, not really knocked it off, but I did knock it loose. Let's have a look at the hull. Yeah, that hull's got a dirty big line in it, and that's not acceptable by us. So what are we going to do? I think what we might do is drop some thick undercoat in there, and it's not that bad. Not really worth busting out any putty or anything for. Oh, it's borderline. Let's have a look at the other side. Yeah, it's quite noticeable. I am doing a matte black hull, so it's not going to matter too much, but yeah, you don't want it to look like it was two halves joined together like that. Yeah, we're definitely going to do some work to that. Yeah, whatever we decide to do here, we're going to be a little bit careful because there's some lines and stuff that are in this hull that are meant to be here. So whatever we do, it's only got to be light. Like, we can't be sanding on this for ages with a little bit of detail popping through. So I think what we'll do right now is we'll let that go off for a few hours and then I'll come back. Good morning everyone, welcome back to Mr. Bravo's workshop. I have just added the Tamiya Putty White to this side. Last night before I stopped, I had done this side and I had sanded it down. It may use a little bit more, especially just here. I might just add a little bit more. So I'll just wait for it to dry, it doesn't take long. And then I'll give it a good sand. So there I have that side done. Like I said, I have to be a little careful because of some of the imprint in the plastic, and I may even go around with a knife and dig some of that stuff out just here. There's one side, there's the other. It's probably still a slight little line there, but you know, no hull is perfect, so we don't need this one to be either. There, I've just recut some of the finer details back out again. Now I've just turned the page and we'll start working on this side. I'm just doing the base, which also needs the name added to it. So there's the nameplate added. Looks pretty good. So now we have to do the other side wings, which is just here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'll remove those. Interesting enough, this one, these rudders actually give me a pin on either side, meaning I can actually put them in a down bubble or an up bubble position. So, but I think for this model we'll just go straight. There's my two side wings done. I'll move on to the next piece. I'm just going to let these dry for a little while. Pretty sure I'm just going to leave this piece off because most of this has to be yellow. So I think I'm going to paint this before I even add it to the next piece. Next I'll remove the prop shields. And the only thing left is the front rudders on the front of the sub. So I'll take them off while I'm at it. Why not? Let's take them off. Oops. And that one there. There we go. So that's the sprue now finished. This was just an optional part, whether I wanted to have the stacks or not, and I went with the stacks. There's the last of those two fins on one side, one on the other. Just make sure that they're nice and level on the back side when you're looking down on them. Mine are pretty good, pretty happy with it. And the ones from last night are well and truly gone off, so they're not going anywhere. I think what we'll do is we'll call this episode here for today. I hope you've enjoyed this build. It's going to be a small build. So anyway, I think we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.